Alright, so what would you do if we had no electricity? It may seem like a wild question, but as fossil fuel is a non-renewable energy source, we might eventually run out, and we would be left without most of our energy supply. So, if we do use a ton of energy, and so this is very applicable to us, especially our age group, because we're on our phones pretty much every day, and also every industry is completely tech reliant, pretty much. It's also bad for the environment to rely on fossil fuels, which I will discuss more later, but this makes it even more important for us to take action in our age group. And we are in the age group to decide what happens on this issue and what we are able to do to solve this problem, as we will likely be the ones growing up and that will be in office during a time to make it happen. But that doesn't mean that we should wait until then to take action. So, I believe that I'm qualified to talk about this because I've conducted a lot of research over nuclear energy and its benefits as opposed to fossil fuels and current energy sources. And so, firstly, I will discuss the problem with fossil fuels and all of the negative effects that come with its usage. Then I will discuss the causes, which is mostly just our energy need, how much we actually consume. And then I'll discuss the solution, which is nuclear energy. So, first, we got the problem. According to Joe Yeager in the Environmental's 28th volume, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and tropospheric ozone are all released from burning fossil fuels. And that probably doesn't mean anything to you, but it might mean a little more if I clarify that those are all greenhouse gases, meaning that they trap heat from our sun, which raises the average global temperature, which is overall harmful for our environment, and leads to ocean acidification and a ton of other bad stuff. And according to Energy Informative's 2012 article titled Nuclear Energy Pros and Cons, nuclear energy greatly limits the release of environmentally harmful substances, such as greenhouse gases. And it is also much cheaper to produce than fossil fuels. And through that comparison, we're able to see why fossil fuels are a problem as compared to other energy sources. Next, we got the cause. So, in Monthly Energy Revenue's April 2019 report, they report that we consumed 97.484 quadrillion BTU in 2015. And BTU, it just stands for British Thermal Units, and it is the amount of energy that you need to raise 1 pound of water by 1 degree Celsius. And the big problem comes in the fact that we were only able to produce 88.325 quadrillion BTU in 2015, that same year. So, as I said before, the rise of tech in pretty much everywhere, industry, business, personal life, has largely contributed to this and is a big factor. And 70 of the 88 quadrillion BTU that we used, that we produced, were produced based off of fossil fuels, meaning that all the problems of the greenhouse gases and everything that we discussed sooner, they are all being released in that 70 to 88. And so, as demand is increasing, as we're not taking action, it just makes the problem worse and worse of us relying on traditional fuels, which takes us in a deeper hole and puts future generations in a worse situation. So, the solution. The Funk and Wallace New World Encyclopedia goes over a whole slew of benefits for nuclear energy over fossil fuels, and specifically nuclear fusion. So, we have a near limitless source of fuel by using nuclear fusion, as we can use deuterium, which is just a hydrogen with 1 neutron on it, which makes it heavier than usual. It has more atomic mass, so it can release enough energy. And that's just all over the place. It's in the ocean. You can get it from anywhere, which is much easier and much more renewable than fossil fuels are. And We also need to address the elephant's foot in the room, which is Chernobyl. What? And so there's basically no possibility of reactor meltdown by using nuclear fusion, as nuclear fusion in the reactants, deuterium, does not carry enough energy in itself to cause a reaction. And also, waste products produced by this reaction are much easier to deal with and stow away, as well as transport, than that of nuclear fission, which is why I'm specifically talking about nuclear fusion, as I think it is willing to be accepted by a lot more people than nuclear fission is. So, also, in the 2019 article published by The New Statesman titled "Why Nuclear Energy is the Key to Net Zero," we see how other countries are already starting to get in on this and are already starting to take action to try and convert to nuclear energy, as they see the benefits of it as well. So, the Liverpool Labour Party aims to generate 60% of their electric power through nuclear energy and low carbon emissions within 12 years. And the same group actually aims for zero emissions by 2050, which is extremely ambitious and will take a lot of effort to pull off. But it is taking steps in the right direction to solve the problem, which is good, as America has not exactly taken such steps. So, today I have shared with you the problem, which is our reliance on fossil fuels and the negative effects that it has on our environment with its greenhouse gases and whatnot. And I have also gone over the cause, which is our extreme energy dependence. We need a lot of it. And the solution, of course, which is nuclear energy, and as I've specifically talked about today, nuclear fusion. So you may be wondering, well, how do I make a difference? How am I able to actually support this? And you're able to do that by supporting political candidates that support nuclear energy, which is great. Or you can also support interest groups by donating to them. And they will take action, and they will be able to lobby in Congress to get legislation passed that are able to promote nuclear energy and ensure a better future. So, if we all take action, we can create a better future for the future generations ahead and make their lives a lot easier.